I bet y'all listening now. Things is getting crazy. Only question I have for you is, how many of you black people out there still got Stockholm syndrome talking about, I'm proud to be in America. I'm proud to be an American. You really believe that? They're not proud to have you. A lot of my family fought in the military, but they fought in the military as a means to an end. But it don't never end. You see what they're doing to the veterans right now? Tearing a hole in that VA. They figure, hey, we can save on these guys. What do they call them? Losers and suckers or whatever. Shame. How many of y'all got Stockholm syndrome for real? It's the most corrupt place to live. That's all I gotta say about it. Stockholm syndrome. Oh yeah, as long as I try hard, they picks me up in America. And all you suckers that was like, oh, you know what? All I gotta do is do better than the black dude. Well, guess what? In the eyes of the rich, you're the new black. I was talking to one of my coworkers today, and she say, maybe we should make all the homeless people go out there and pick the fruit. I'm looking at her like, why? Why is it their responsibility to pick the fruit? All they trying to do is unplug from the system. They just made it what? Illegal to be homeless? Illegal to feed the homeless? The reason they did that is because slavery never really ended. Now they can get more workers for Victoria's Secret. More work. Once they start sending all these homeless people to jail, these companies gonna flush in. They're gonna cash in. The state is the new slave master. Just because you can't own them doesn't mean they're not being owned. Doesn't mean they're not being forced to work. And with the crisis of the way everything's going right now, in the homeless epidemic, we call it an epidemic, but ain't nobody doing nothing. First thing you would do to end homelessness is just lower the price that it costs to live in a home. Duh. It's not that hard. But we try to make it seem like it's that hard so that we can keep selling all our property off to rich people. I mean, how many acres does Bill Gates need to live? How many acres does Bill Gates own that he's not using right now? Talking about he wants to grow food and all this other stuff. You already got a successful business, bro. You don't need to start monopolizing. Same with Bezos and Musk and all. Once you get all these businesses, you start a monopoly. The whole reason that all these companies are able to even start a monopoly is because somebody lied to your ass and said capitalism was a good idea. Reagan, you think capitalism is a good idea, then what are you going to do when Kroger merges with Citibank and Citibank merges with everyone and all the jobs are taken and it's all one company? At this rate, we're turning into OCP, that company from RoboCop. Yeah, dystopian as shit, huh? One company owned everything in RoboCop. It was called OCP. They owned the cops. They owned the food. They owned everything. That's what we're forming right now. Why would companies stop merging? Why? When I was a little kid, I remember there was a telephone company. What was it? I think it was Pacific Bell. Yeah, because they used to have a telephone books. Pacific Bell. That was a monopoly. They broke that ass apart. Nowadays, Monopoly is just a board game. And everybody has the right to play it in real life. That's what they're doing. This is just a real life version of Monopoly that black people did not have privy to play until it was too late. We could play it, but all our money went to somebody else. We could play it, but we couldn't own any land. All we did was go around the board and collect not even $200. We collect $2 and we'd break the change and give that to all the companies as we passed around the board. We get around the board again, we collect $2, and we give all the trinkets and coins out to everybody else. It's ridiculous. And the whole reason that everybody's going along with this Monopoly board game is because they offered white people $6 to go around the board. And they offered all other minorities $3 to go around the board. But they're all making more than African Americans. So everybody was willing to play as long as they weren't the ones at the bottom. Well, you know what? We're all at the bottom. You need to start looking at the people who are collecting their $200 every time they go around. Because right about now, they're collecting $2,000 every time they go around. Y'all some sucker fishes. Y'all need to start socializing them and create a society that is a socialist society where the classes don't exist. It's just the people that exist. Classes was just a mechanism that they fed your asses on a spoon to make sure that you would stay in line. As long as you hate the people in the class below you, you won't hate the people who are actually stealing from you. So y'all some sucker fishes. I'm not gonna struggle one bit during this presidency. And the reason I'm not is because I was built for this hard ass life. Black people have been playing this damn board game on extra hard, a high difficulty setting their entire lives. Y'all the new ones. Every ethnicity that ain't black, native Black American, has been playing this shit on either medium or easy. But if your ass was born here and you black and your parents was born here, if you're a foundational Black American, yeah, your ass is playing on extra hard, highest difficulty setting. And you already know what it is. You know what to do. You know how to move. Only thing we don't know is how to get our businesses running. We know how to take in all this hardship. We know how to take in all this difficulty. But what we don't know how to do is conserve money. Y'all need to start reading books. And for everybody that's panicking and tripping out over all the stuff that the government just started doing, thinking, oh, they're going to make it good for us. It's hard now, but they're going to make it good for us. Look at history. Look at history. Right now, they're setting up the board to knock out all the unions. Once they knock out all the unions, you're going to be working next to a 6-year-old. It's going to be just like the days back when children used to work in warehouses. Just like the days before when you lose a finger at work, that shit is on your behalf. You need to figure it out. It's gonna be just like the days where after you have a baby, you need to get your ass right back to work or lose your job. Or maybe we won't even hire you because you have the potential to get pregnant. It's gonna be like all the days before Black people came and fixed this shit for y'all with the civil rights movement. And y'all reaped all the benefits and didn't give a damn about what we was telling you. But guess what? Y'all about to learn today. So what I want you to do is, I don't want you to subscribe. I don't want you to like this shit. You can dislike it. I don't give a shit. What I want you to do is comment. And under that comment, I want you to tell me, do you have Stockholm syndrome? Do you? Do you have Stockholm syndrome? Is America really the best country that you can live in, and why? Are you glad that you were born in America? Why? Because I think your ass got Stockholm syndrome. Every time I look out my window and I look at the state of my city, I know I was put there. And I've been trying to crawl out ever since the day I became an adult. And I think about that shit, my dad, my mom, they was trying to crawl out ever since the day they became an adult. And so on and so on. And you know what? I had children and provide workers for this up country. And you know what they're going to be trying to do if I don't get it together? Every day they're going to look out the window and they're going to be trying to crawl out of that damn neighborhood that I put them in, that I was put in. So yeah, if you love this country, your ass got Stockholm syndrome. Because all this country has ever done was stole and overwork motherfuckers. And that's what it do. That's all this country is. This country is an awful, awful ass place. So when I hear people like Tim Scott or Byron Donalds standing behind somebody named Senator Cotton, Senator Tom Cotton, I looked up his lineage. It's exactly what you think it would be. His last name is Cotton. I mean, really, think about that shit. Think about all the people we have in office. Gavin Newsom, he's probably related to Pelosi. 4 people have owned California. Was it Brown, the Pelosi's, the Newsoms? There's one other, I can't remember the last one's name. But look it up. Look it up. It's the same people, different generation. You don't stand a shot. They collect $2,000 as they go around the board. You get your measly $6, $4, or $3, and you're happy as long as you don't make what black people make, which is $2. And we built this shit. The whole reason you even have in America is because we built it. And if you say bullshit, I look at you and I say, what white person walked out in that sun, got sunburned till they got cancer because they wanted to work in the hot sun and make sure they got it did? That's not what happened. I look at the state of this country and it's still messed up. I see people ripping animals, dogs and cats, away from their families. Yeah, dogs and cats have families. The animal they breed with, that's their pack. We rip them away from their family. We rip their babies away from their mothers after birth. That's some historical shit. We did it with people, we do it with animals. And we think it's okay because they're animals. Guess what? We're animals too. We have eyes just like them. You smack the shit out of a dog, it's gonna feel it. You smack the shit out of a person, he gonna feel it. You stab a dog, he's gonna be injured. You stab a person, he's gonna be injured. Animals are fucking creatures, they live. People are creatures, they live. But some of us can't distinguish the difference between them. I'm disgusted by the behavior of some of us in this country. Disgusted. Oh, they're less of a person. They're not as much of a person. They're unsophisticated. Okay, they're unsophisticated. So you saying I can just go around and beat and harm things that aren't sophisticated? Huh? I can just torture things that aren't sophisticated? In my eyes? Is that right? Is that how we do in this country? This whole country is unsophisticated. This country is barbaric. And if you love this country, something's wrong with your ass. This country is based off of the exploitation of people in the past. It's exploiting people in the present. That's the backbone of this country. When you peel off that fresh paint, it's all rust and holes. There's nothing good about this place. No, well, we have a police force. It's based off of slavery. The more people they lock up, the more slaves for Victoria's Secret and all these other organizations. I say Victoria's Secret because it's the first that comes to mind. But yeah, these organizations use people power, free labor from the prisons. The prisons are privately owned. Do you think that I should be able to own a prison? Can I own a prison and do whatever I want behind the prison doors? That would be wrong, right? With no oversight. These are the type of things that go on in this country. So if you love this country, you need to start peeling back that fresh coat of paint and seeing what lies underneath. It's trash.